Right guys, hope everybody's healthy, happy and had a fantastic Christmas. A couple of things I want to mention before I start today's video. First one being, I want to send a huge thanks over to Keith at Rag and Bone Brown's channel. He gave me a shout out on his main channel just before Christmas and it brought a lot of subscribers over to my channel, and I've now surpassed the 1,000 subscriber mark, which I am extremely happy about. Might be a small thing to a lot of people, but to me it's a big thing and I really appreciate the mention. So thanks, Keith. Second thing I want to say is a big thanks to all the people that came across to my channel and subscribed. I really hope you're going to stick around and you like what you see and you'll be around to watch future videos. So let's get on with today's video. So in the past I've made personalised gifts for people and I've put their name on, and to do that I've normally used the bandsaw and either cut the letters out and stuck them on the piece that I've made, or I've tried to cut the actual letters out using a jigsaw, and it works all right, but I've never really been happy with how it turns out. So one thing I want to do in the future is to practice my freehand routing, but as I'm pretty useless with the router freehand at the moment, I was watching a channel, The Essential Handyman, just before Christmas, and he picked up some of these Rockler sign making stencils. Now this isn't the full kit because you can buy the complete kits which come with a jig and the clamps to hold the letters and workpieces in place. This is just basically the letter templates, but it was on offer at Yandles here in the UK, and I think the cheapest set, this is the 1.5 inch set, they were £19 or £18.99. So I thought I would pick up a set and see what they're like. So in today's video we're just going to be taking a little look at what you get in the box with the basic set. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the Katsu guide bushings. Right, so in the cheapest kit you get the base plate, which I believe is made to fit the Triton routers. I'm not sure if it fits any other brands of router, and I've not tried it on my bigger plunge router. You also get a small guide bushing. You get some of the characters like the and, at, you got full stop, apostrophe, question mark. You also get at least one of every letter and number, and they basically all just clip together to spell out the word you want to route out. Now some of them are single letters and some of them are double, and by that I mean if you take the A for example, you've got A1, A2, so you'd on the first pass you'd put in the A1 and then you'd swap it out for the A2 and that would complete the A. You've got that with a few of the letters, like you've got it with the B, the D, the G, and then you've also got it with like the O, P, Q, R, and all the rest are just singles. You also get multiples of some of the letters and some of the numbers. So I thought it'd be a simple case of spelling out the word you wanted to route out, and that would be it. But in order to get the spacing right, you can't just put all the letters for that particular word straight in and then simply route them out. So for this example in the instruction, if you wanted to write State Park, you'd actually put the first lot in and you make your first pass. Then for the second pass, you'd swap it about. And then third pass, fourth pass, and then that would give you State Park with the spacing exactly as it should be. If you was to just put STATE space PARK in, then once you've routed it out, the spacing would be wrong, and that's why you've got like the kerning spacers, different sizes. So it sounds like a lot of work, but it isn't really. So the good thing is you don't have to guess how you need to set out certain words or names. If you type in signmaking.rockler.com, you'll find this page, and you've got a little box down the bottom, and if you type the word you want to route out, it'll give you the exact order in which to set it out. So for example, if I put my name in, so in order to route David and end up with the correct space in between all the letters, it tells you your first pass, which will be D1 spacer V, I and D1. Second pass you'll have D2 A1 spacer D2, and then on the final pass you get your A2. So now we come to the Katsu guide bushing set. I won't be using one of these. I'll actually be using the one that come with a kit, which is slightly smaller than the smallest one in the set, but I will need this part. So if we take a closer look at the guide bushing adapter plate, you'll see it's completely flat on one side, and then on the other side you've got the lip around the outer perimeter and the cutout in the centre. And basically what people were saying, when they fit this to their router and then put the screws in, that these screws needed filing down because they sat proud of the base. But when I was purchasing this, which I got from Amazon, I was reading through the comments and quite a few people had said you need to file the screw heads down, but there was one comment that stuck in my mind that said for all those people that were saying you had to file the screws down, if you flip this over and fit it that way, you won't need to file the screws down. So I tried it. Obviously I fitted it that way. They're very slightly, I'd probably say less than a half a mil. So if I was to leave it this way round, then I would have to file the top of the screws down a fraction. And obviously once that's fitted, you'd put that through, and then when you put this ring on, you don't get a lot of the thread exposed. And obviously when you do this locking washer or ring in place, it falls in the recess and holds that in place. But I also thought I'd try it the same as one of the commenters on Amazon, by flipping it round and putting it in that way. And if you put it in that way round, when you put this in, one, it sits in the recess in the middle and you get a lot more thread when you tighten that up. So put it on that way round, put your screws in, Now this does move slightly, so when you've put your bit in, make sure it's centered properly and that your bit ain't actually hitting the actual bush part. So when you put it that way round, both my screws are actually sat a fraction below the surface. So when you put it down, there's no like major movement on it, which is what you want. So when you're using these templates without the jig, they recommend using masking tape or painter's tape to hold the templates in place. Most of the videos I watched online recommend the blue painter's tape, as they seem to think that sticks a lot better. I haven't got any of that at the moment, so I'm going to use masking tape. So you can see on my first pass I actually missed the lower part of the M, so I just went back and done it again. The only other thing I would say about using these templates is the videos I've actually watched where they're using the jig to secure the templates in place, it appears that the jig actually holds the template slightly above the workpiece that you're working on, thus causing a lot less friction on the guide bush, making it easier to guide the router around the letter. But when you stick them directly to the workpiece, you tend to get a little bit of friction and the router isn't as easy to maneuver. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So, considering this was my first ever time using the guide bushings and trying something like this, I don't think that's too bad for my first try. Obviously, there's a little bit on the M that I didn't quite get 100%. Does take a little bit of getting used to following the letters, because obviously once you've got the plate in the bottom you can't see exactly where the router is, and even though you'd think it'd be quite simple to follow it, it's easy to kind of miss little bits. But with a bit of practice, I think this would be a worthwhile purchase for anyone that kind of wants to do this sort of thing. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that one. Just want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you that have subscribed to the channel. It really does mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you supporting a small channel such as mine. The last year has definitely been a learning process for me in regards to making, filming and editing videos. When I look back at like the early videos on my channel, oh, they're terrible, absolute pans. So hopefully throughout the course of the last year I've managed to improve somewhat. I must be doing something right because the channel is slowly gaining subscribers, and hopefully I can continue to grow the channel, learn some new skills and yeah, improve. So all that's left for me to say is Happy New Year, stay safe, and you will see me next year in the next video. Cheers for watching as always, guys.
Say hello, this is my favourite daughter.
Hello, this is one of my favourite daughters. Right, hope you enjoyed that one. Up.